So to improve the chances of getting the flexibility you want, you really need to create a business case. Don't become one of those who just declares to the business, I want flexible working, and then sits back and expects them to deliver and work it all out for you. From all the managers and businesses we've worked with, we know that this approach can be pretty frustrating to be on the receiving end of. So your own preparation and stakeholder engagement is absolutely key. We'll look at the process you should follow and give you some tips. Now, when requesting a flexible working arrangement, there are two initial steps you should take. First, have an informal discussion with your manager to outline what you would like to get a sense of their openness and their reaction to your request. Secondly, make sure you speak with HR to find out about the process for making a request, the timelines involved, and whether they have any preferred options or practice already in place. So what is the normal process for requesting flexible working? Often, it's an ad hoc arrangement, providing a little bit of extra flexibility. Now, you may be able to reach an informal agreement with your manager in this regard. And this approach can work extremely well, but just be aware that if your manager or your role changes, you'll have to renegotiate. Now, if you're requesting changes that have an impact on how you're working, that might have an impact on your salary and your benefits, you'll need to submit a formal application. Now, that application will explain your current situation, will articulate the desired change you want to make to your working arrangements, and any impacts of that change. As importantly, how you propose to resolve those impacts, get around the obstacles. It'll also demonstrate the thinking you've done, particularly around the type of flexible working you want, how you'll make it work in practice, and how it will help you make a compelling and considered application. So we have some tips to help you in making a successful application. Firstly, have an informal meeting with your manager. Before you do that, make sure you think it through so you can express your views, your initial ideas on exactly what you'd like and how you suggest the practicalities might work. Don't just announce your wish and expect them to handle all of the logistics. You don't need to get it all right, but it does show that you're taking ownership and responsibility. Talk through your proposal with them, and in doing so, understand their perspective. Demonstrate that you have thought through the impacts on the people that you work with, key stakeholders, on the business as a whole. Be really honest and give details about the impact as you see it and the changes you think will be needed. Make sure you're realistic in terms of your ideas around what needs to be in place, both from your proposed arrangement perspective, but also at home. Be clear about the flexibility you can provide in return. It's a two-way street. Suggest appropriate metrics to assess how the arrangement is working. It's really good practice to suggest and request a trial period. This enables you to see how it works, to get feedback on the arrangement, and if necessary, to make adjustments as you go. Look at the accompanying example flexible working request. You may find this helpful in writing your own. Think about how someone receiving your request may interpret it. Put yourself in their shoes. Download the Building a Business Case for Flexibility guide. This will help you in creating your application. Now, if the business is reluctant to proceed with your request, what options do you have? Well, I would absolutely begin with talking with HR. Understand the options that are available to you. Consider discussing if you could gain flexibility in a different way than your ideal. Be flexible. Ask questions to understand, to clarify the business's point of view. Think about what are the current blockers and how might these be reduced or potentially removed. So, to improve the chances of getting the flexibility you want, make sure you have a business case focusing on the benefits on both sides.